All right, Mr. DJ, consulting my notes on this next band I'm going to tell you about. There's a lot of Lost 45s. I'm just scratching the surface. Every night I am scratching the surface. That is all. It's going to be ages before I'll get to all these records, but hey, you just do one record at a time. All right, Billboard's Hot 100 the week of August the 3rd, 1968. Jumping from numbers 81 to 68 that week, a light bubblegum psychedelic tune. It's called And Suddenly. It's by the Cherry People, originally known as the English Setters, and they changed their name to the Cherry People. They started playing the nightclubs in New York City. They got a deal with Heritage Records, and they started working on their debut album. It was at the Bell Sound Studios in New York City in the fall of '67, and they debuted their brand new single. And suddenly on Dick Clark's American Bandstand, and but here's the thing about this album: their debut album, when the tape started rolling, the producers replaced them with studio musicians. Therefore, the group didn't really play, and this happened a lot in the '60s. Grassroots didn't play their instruments on most of their recordings. Another group that didn't play their own instruments, Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. The associations didn't play their instruments either. Bones Howe wouldn't have it. Their producer. This was very common back in the '60s. One of the dirty secrets of the '60s that a lot of people don't know about. But nonetheless, when this song came out, when it was previewed on American Bandstand, they started playing some live gigs. They were playing the Whiskey A Go Go in Los Angeles. The Cherry People did. That is not half bad. That is one of the most. I can't. If you're from California, you know about the Whiskey A Go Go. You know about the Troubadour, the two big nightclubs in Los Angeles. The Doors played at Whiskey A Go Go. Everybody played at the Whiskey A Go Go. Anyway, the interesting thing about the Cherry People is that they evolved into a hard rock group. And some of the group members even recorded with Jimi Hendrix, about 3 or 4 sides with Jimi Hendrix late in the '60s. Interesting to note about this band. This blew me. I didn't know this. One of the group members, Punky Meadows, he formed a band. Another fellow and two other guys formed a band called Angel back in the late '70s. Starting in the mid '70s, they got a deal with Casablanca Records. They were sort of they had a fantastic version of Ain't Gonna Eat Out My Heart Anymore, the Rascals record. That was in '78. But they never got big. But they were a precursor of the hair metal bands that got really big in the '80s. You got to look at these guys. These guys had very long hair. They looked like a hair metal band. They Poison, Cinderella, Nelson. Well, Nelson's not hair metal, but they had the hair. Well, they had the hair, and it's just Punky Metals was in that group, and I didn't know he started out with the Cherry People. But here it is. This is the Cherry People at number 68, the week of August 13th, 1968. Or, I'm sorry, August 3rd, 1968.